Today, I'm going to be showing you a full match of my time at the UK Pro League. So this is basically an event which takes place in the UK. It's a 1 week long event for pro tennis players who basically want to play within the UK when they're not on tour, essentially. And I was able to take part in this, and this is the first round of the knockouts where I faced an opponent who has an ATP doubles ranking. He also has an ITF Pro Circuit singles ranking and is still at university. So he's a few years older than me, so it's a great test for me as the underdog, trying to play these professional players and, I guess gauge where I'm at and see, where my level is. And as you'll see in this match, my level is, close to these guys, and I just need to make a little step before I can play at their level. Okay, so starting off the match, I'm serving, obviously. And the first thing I want to say is that, obviously, you're being filmed. There's an umpire, there's a scoreboard, and some of these things I'm obviously not used to. And so the thing I found was obviously dealing with the pressure and the nerves and not feeling like I had to do too much against a good opponent. And especially, like you can see here, they're going to take all of the balls early and make it really difficult for me to kind of play defense. So I kind of have to play offense slightly more. So obviously went down 30-love, and I'm thinking here, oh God, I have to try and really do something. I don't want to lose my first service game, because that is a crucial game to hold, just as a statement to your opponent. And this was a player that was very, very consistent from the back of the court. He likes to play his ground strokes, but he also likes to come into the net once in a while. And I knew I had to mix it up and change it like that into his forehand and not give him that type of rhythm. And I guess as well with the serve, just making a high first serve percentage and like that being aggressive with my forehand. This is, I think, the first time looking back at this match. So I'll obviously run through some of the emotions that I was thinking as I remember them, and obviously commentate on some of the points that, are being played. And I guess as well with the second serve, just making sure that the serve goes in. And yeah, using my forehand to go to his backhand. But the thing that I found slightly different was the pace of the shot. So balls like that, perhaps where it drops slightly shorter with more spin, that some players of the under 18 level can't really, get the ball that deep on the return, or they can't, hit the ball that hard or make as many balls. These tiny fine margins do make a big difference. And like you just saw, I'm break point down all of a sudden, and now I have to fight my way out of it. So again, getting the short ball and punishing him with that, and then finding a volley. And he again makes me play a difficult smash. I just about get the ball in, and he kind of resets the rally. So I'm really having to be patient here and making sure that I can kind of out-rally him. He eventually misses the ball, so I was lucky. It comes back to juice. In my head especially, I think those are some of the chances I need to take. Obviously, it's the first game. I'm slightly nervous, slightly jittery. And that's obviously, I think, why I was missing that. You'll see later on that I didn't. That was a weird shot. And yeah, I think he comes for a smash, makes it, I make it back. So that's just me hustling now. I was lucky enough that he missed it. So I'm hanging on in this game. I think for me, this is a really, really crucial game, like I said, just to get my name on the board. You're up, you're ahead, and you're not getting broken early. Now, I have my first game point chance. And again, just playing slightly passively, I guess you could say, looking back on it now. Maybe could be trying to do a bit more. His forehand maybe wasn't as strong in terms of offense. And maybe he's putting the ball short, but his backhand was quite good, and he got good depth and power on it. And then he tried to switch lines. So yeah, I got the first game on the board, and now it's obviously his serve. His serve was extremely accurate, but perhaps not the fastest. So something I found is he's obviously making a lot of first serves, which makes it difficult for me. And when he did come into the net, it was very clinical with how he put away the ball, which is something I found when I played my other matches. I played 5 matches in total. The other 4 matches where I played against pros were, when they come to the net or when they have a short forehand, they're going to put it away. Whereas in the under 18s, maybe they give me a chance to get back into the rally. And that's something, you have to calibrate to and get used to, as well as the spin, the speed of the ball, which are obviously all super, super fine margins, as we know in tennis. Something as well I wanted to mention, you saw in that kick serve, just kind of the kick serve of a lot of good players is a lot better than a lot of junior serves. And the serve is what really, stands out and allows a lot of the top players to win their service games, is because they've got a solid first serve and a solid second serve. And that makes it super tough for the returner, unless you're, hitting a lot of good returns to put them under pressure. Returns like that, short onto the service box, just aren't good enough against this caliber of player. Now, I was fortunate enough to win that point. But against, you know, the very, very top guys, you know, they would have put that ball away easily. So I just need to do slightly more with the return like that one. Put it deep through the middle and then be in an aggressive situation to, you know, try and win the point. And we're seeing here what we saw in the first game. Ying goes up and then I kind of fight my way back into the game. So I think this is still kind of early match nerves, I guess you could say. And he struggles to put it away at the net and I lob him. Somehow getting the ball there and I'm putting away the drive volley. So again, we're at use again. So you can see it's long games. You know, every game could go either way. And that kind of set the precedent for the first set, I think. You know, giving me that mental confidence that I had a chance, you know, in this match to get a break early on and to try and, you know, win this set and get a setup, and that's obviously gives you a lot of confidence. So I think for me personally as well, defense on my backhand side is a big thing. Just making sure I can kind of put them in a tough spot, essentially. And he obviously again puts away the volley, and as I'm watching this back, I'm seeing how many times he's actually coming to the net, and again making him play that volley with the serve and volley. I think he was very eager to get to the net because that's where he kind of felt slightly more confident than maybe from the back against someone like me. But yeah, here just giving me too much of an opportunity, but again putting away the volley. And you know, I struggle with, you know, lobbing and getting the ball past my opponent because I'm used to, you know, playing players who maybe not as good at the net. But again, like we saw here, another serve and volley giving me an opportunity. And as you can tell, these first few games are extremely long. We're already past, you know, 5, 6, 7 minutes for, you know, 2 games, which really shows you how close and how fine the margins are. And there's a big difference between going 3-love up and, you know, going 3-love down, I guess you could say, in a match like this where every game counts. And again, putting the ball away and me somehow managing to get there and then getting to the other one, but again not doing enough on that ball. You know, if I was a step quicker, I maybe was able to hit that with topspin and go past him. So that's I think the main takeaway already from this match that I'm, you know, noticing as I'm watching it. And they're putting the backhand in the net. I'd have to put that down to just lack of confidence and lack of experience, just from the fact of, you know, when you're down, you know, making your opponent, play a lot of balls, which we saw when he missed the 2 volleys. Getting the ball into the court is a key thing to be able to do. And as you see here, he does make mistakes. So piling on the pressure, maybe coming into that myself would be a good option looking back on this from a tactical perspective. And again, second serve going to the backhand was a great strategy, and just making him play a lot of balls. I think at this moment I was kind of thinking, I'm going to try and be aggressive here because we saw from the last 2 games that he was going to be, you know, really aggressive back at me. So I had to just make sure I was using that forehand, being aggressive and not letting him, you know, rally from the baseline. And there, after 2 long games, I get a quick service game. Now that's very good for my momentum because I've, you know, as soon as he holds, I'm straight holding back, and that, you know, makes it difficult for him now because I've obviously got the 4 points of momentum. So if I can get ahead in this service game, then I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to be in a good position. And like we saw, I go 15-love up, and now it's a good chance. If I can go 30-love up, it greatly increases my chances of winning this game and getting the break early on the board, which would be ideal to like settle the nerves against this type of player. So they're just trading cross with the forehand, looking to go line, go very deep. Then on the backhand side, just making sure I'm just not missing, going for fine margins. And there, he pushes me slightly deeper than I was expecting, and I wasn't in the right position, and I go into the net, which I guess again is kind of experience. And here, those short balls were something I found extremely frustrating when I played against his opponent, because he'd hit spin extremely short, so it would force me to move up, which I wasn't really ready for, and that would usually cause me, you know, to miss, or he'd finish it, follow it up and come into the net, which was extremely difficult to kind of handle, I guess. And here, his backhand down the line was pretty ruthless, but I was willing to run, and like we see here, I think, win the point at the net. And again, like that smash, that's just a bit of experience from me, not, you know, putting that away on the first time. And, you know, obviously the gym, going to the gym and building strength, speed, stuff like that, that's all going to help me put away the balls maybe where I'm letting him play an extra shot. And that's what the top guys that I played were able to do, and that's something I aspire to do as well. So here we have my first break point chance. I'm just thinking to myself, I'm going to make the ball, and I'm going to try and take this 1 of 1 chance, I guess. Especially after some long games, it would be good, especially on the second serve. Now I'm thinking maybe step up to it slightly, get on the service spot. I didn't actually come forwards, but I just didn't want to miss. And then, yeah, forcing the error from him and now I'm up 3-1 with a break, and looking to do some, damage on my serve. Try and dominate the point, and just missing there on the forehand. That's a good miss in my opinion, because there I'm going for a winner, but against these good players, I'm going for kind of a shot where I would most likely win the point, and that's kind of my aim, in this match, essentially. And as you can see here, great coordination on the volley, and I missed the short ball, which was a big shame because I had him at the net. Now this is a crucial point here, making him go out wide and finishing the other corner. That's a crucial point. My aim here is obviously not to get broken back, because when you're most likely to be broken is when you've just broken them. And here we go, he's got 2 breakpoint chances just like that with 3 mistakes from me. So I guess it shows you at that level, everything goes punished, and so you kind of have to focus on every single point when you're playing it. And here, just trying to make sure that I'm not giving him another free point. I'm quite conscious that I've obviously, given him some free points, and there just getting the winner, just giving myself another chance in this service game. And here, 30-40 again, going to his backhand side, trying to play the ball in and just missing the ball long. And again there, that's just a bit of experience in the first few points. If I had more experience against good players, I'd maybe say to myself, okay, this first one I'm not going to miss, and I'm not going to go for any crazy shots. And then here again, obviously, he loves to serve and volley, and makes it difficult for me. And they're just not doing, quite enough with the lob shot. I did find those quite difficult, lobbing on this surface. I think just kind of lack of playing on indoor courts, lack of playing against serve and volleyers, I guess. But just the short notice lobs just weren't my forte in this match. And I guess now I'm just thinking to myself, okay, can I break him again? Can I, once you've done it once, you can do it twice. So for me, that was my goal in this service game. There's a rare miss from him. I mean, he was making a lot of first serves into the court, which, goes to show that at the top level you need to have a good serve. But again, on that second serve, did leave it to my forehand. So, was making high percentage, but maybe wasn't doing as much damage as he could have been doing. And there, trying to dominate with my forehand. Maybe a chance to come into the net there, which I didn't take, unfortunately. And then back in the rally situation where, he felt very, very comfortable. And there, just dipping it quite short. Just a pretty solid rally here. Just not wanting to miss, not giving in. And slicing, maybe a sign of fatigue. Then he plays a good ball, comes straight into the net and couldn't quite finish it. But that goes to show like how long the point is and how much I had to do. And then one shot and I'm out of position. So that's something I need to work on. Again, there, good return off the slice, choosing to go off down the line. Could have come into the net there again, but just feeling more confident to rally back from the baseline. This is a key point, 30-all. He chooses to come into the net and finishes it. That was the key difference, I guess. He had the confidence to come in and finish, which was the deciding factor in especially that point. And then just dropping it short, him coming to the net again with the great approach shot, and just not quick enough to get there. And so he breaks back and holds as we go 3-all in this first set. And just for reference, these first 6 games have lasted about half an hour, so they're super long games. Obviously with juices, we've obviously had to cut the breaks out, otherwise it would be a while. But yeah, 3-all now. I really need to hold this game, otherwise I would have lost, 4 games in a row after being 3-1 up. 3 games in a row after being 3-1 up. So really need a must-hold game here. And a good serve to his forehand and just putting the ball into the net. Now this is a key moment. 30-love down. Thinking to myself, oh god, I need to really, step up a level here and just win this point. And that ball to me looked long, but he luckily played it. Now I think I've been given myself been given a lifeline in this point and in this game, I guess. And then he luckily puts the backhand long, gives me a shot in this game. If it was 40-love down, it would be a tough situation to come out of. Missing the first serve, slight nerves there, I guess. And again, kicks the backhand. He had to slightly jump there, makes it slightly uncomfortable for him. And then with the slice, I mean, it could be looking to get more depth on that slice, and he pushes it long as he tries to come into the net again. Now 30 on back in this game, goes straight at the body, trying to look for the forehand to be aggressive here. That's the number one thing I've seen so far, just you trying to use the forehand from me, and I think that's been my biggest asset so far. From him, it's been coming to the net, as I unfortunately missed that. Another break point chance for him to go 3 games in a row. How am I going to respond? Again, using my forehand. There we go. Coming in. Got to come into the net here and play it volley. And he doesn't make it. So yeah, juice. Look at when I came in, I won the point. So maybe looking back on it, that's what I should have done more. Use my forehand, then come into the net. Straight to the backhand. He's just pushed out return wide, you know, being a bit too impatient, I guess. Because I feel like he can only really win the point at the net. Because I think from the baseline, if I kind of dominate from the back with the forehand, you know, I'm winning most of the points. And then there he is again, coming into my backhand. It's just slicing it a bit too much, but he gives me a chance. And he just misses the volley. So I hang on and go 4-3 up in this first set. My aim is, at this point, to either break and hold, essentially, and go 6-4. Sorry, 6-3. Or take it to a tie break. You know, those are the two aims. So there he's put in a solid serve, coming into the net. Again, me slicing, maybe, you know, looking at it, a lot of the times he's approaching to my backhand, I'm slicing, which gives him a kind of slower ball almost. What I should be doing is probably hitting topspin. So yeah, taking the return early there, and then trying to go for the lob, just not quite doing enough there. He's putting me under a good amount of pressure for me to be feeling I have to do something more with the ball, because he's, you know, solid at the net. And again here in the forehand cross situation, he goes line, go backhand back to his forehand. Now he's dominating, but he misses it long. So as soon as I kind of switching up the patterns of play, he struggles from the back. But what he does well is if you give him a kind of shorter ball, he's on it, you know. And that's for me, my ground strokes, think off the backhand side especially, just not quite at the level to put him under that sort of pressure. And now it's 30-all, he's given me a chance to get back into this game. And we see how I respond here. This is a big point. He approaches the forehand. I somehow just put that into the net. Again, I was too far back on that one, so that's just a positioning error, I guess. And he approaches the backhand. I play two hands on it and I win the point. So maybe, you know, forcing him to play a high backhand volley, which is generally the hardest shot, you know, to play at the net. Again, the approach to my forehand, somehow get there and go past him down the line. I've got a break point to go 5-3 up. Now I'm thinking to myself, you know, I've got to stay solid here. Got to win this point. I won one on my first break point last time. Got to take this first break point again. Force him to make the error and don't let him come to the net. Going backhand cross, trying to keep the good depth. It's my main aim, and then switch to the forehand. Now I'm on my forehand. That's my strength shot. He kind of is able to neutralize here. And he tries to play the angle and just misses wide. So I break and go 5-3 up now. Now I'm thinking, okay, I've got to serve solidly here. Put first serves in the court and hold out this set. But I did feel some nerves. I was quite nervous, as you saw by that second serve, just pushing it to his forehand side rather than, you know, going to his backhand, and there just overplaying the forehand, thinking I have to do too much, more than I actually have to do. And they're putting in a solid serve as it goes 15-all. You know what I mean? First serve percentage in this game is crucial, and then another weak second serve. Trying to just overdo it with my forehand, and him, you know, doing enough with it to my backhand side for me to just neutralise. But that was a good neutralising defensive ball. He's pushed me deep again, but I'm going in the cross. And I tried to switch it up the line, but I didn't put enough arc on it. I didn't put enough spin to get it over the highest part of the net. Maybe just stick in the cross court in that situation. 15-30 down now. And I make a double fault, and that is crucial. That's why I need to practice my serve more. This is, you know, something I feel that, you know, is obviously crucial in these games. And here, putting the smash and winning the point. But yeah, second serve for me was my biggest, you know, weakness here. Just putting the ball long there on the serve, that was close. And here, second serve again to the forehand. Didn't really want to miss that one. Going forehand down the line, trying to be aggressive. He gets a great angle. Good defense from me. And here, you know, just trying to make balls. Make balls, get on the forehand. And trying to switch it up with my backhand going line with the forehand. Because I know I'm able to, you know, move. And then I give him a short ball, and he's at the net, and he is able to finish. So that was the main thing. Just you can see me there waving with my arms, just thinking, you know, just hit the ball a bit deeper and try and me do the damage. And he's broken back for the second time now. It's obviously slightly demoralizing, I guess you could say, because, you know, it's frustrating when you get broken twice in a row when you're serving, you know, to consolidate a break. You know, I'm just thinking here, trying to close out, you know, this first set if I can win this game. Just hits the ball on the line, engaging in a slice rally. I think I'm still figuring him out a bit. You know, I'd lost the previous matches in this tournament, so I didn't have too much like match winning confidence, I guess you could say. So maybe that was the slight edge that I was, you know, missing in those service games, or a bit of experience, or both, I guess. But yeah, maybe the game style mentally, the switch wasn't like turned on, I guess. And he makes a double fault. He's kind of letting me into this game. If I could do one thing differently, kind of looking back at it now, like I said before, maybe just use the forehand and come to the net slightly more, put him under a bit more pressure, you know, than I am now, because I feel like I'm playing defense quite a lot rather than offense. And then he's got a chance to close it out at 5-all in this first set. He pushes that ball long. He's got a second serve. You know, I'm thinking here kind of, well, we'll see how this point pans out. He goes backhand down the line, that's a solid ball, and I'm thinking here, you know, it's frustrating because I've had 2 chances to consolidate a break and I could have won this first set. But now I'm thinking I've lost my last 2 service games. Now I need to win this one. And they're looking to be aggressive, like I said, and winning the point. So I guess, you know, that does work. And again with the second, I should have gone to his backhand on that one, and then trying to go backhand down the line and just missing. But I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be aggressive. And they're going to his backhand side, aggressive with the forehand. Good angle, just about getting there. Oh, it's good running. Luckily, finishing it down the line. That was a tight backhand down the line. Did not want to miss that one. And there's a solid serve. He pushes it long. So I've got 2 game points on my serve. This is giving me a bit of confidence back, you know. Making a few more first serves, being more aggressive, more on the leading foot again. And I'm obviously at least taking it to a tiebreak if I can win this one more point. Kind of drawing him into the net, going for the passing shot and going down the line. That's a solid game, giving me confidence. And it's 11 games, so there's a ball change. This is something that I found interesting because it's obviously something at a junior level that they don't do. They switch the balls for new ones at 11 games, which totally changes the dynamic, especially at 6-5 in the first set. You know, you're going from playing with old kind of flat balls almost to fresh, brand new balls. And on his serve, you know, it was obviously tough. You know, so the balls are kind of pinging off the strings a bit more. And so getting used to that in the middle of a match was obviously a new experience for me, and obviously tough for him because he's pushed that ball wide. So it's 15-love now. And I'm kind of thinking at this point, you know, block the return in, just try and get it in like that. And it's just flying off my strings. So just trying to get maybe put some topspin on the ball, dip the ball into the court. He's put a good body serve in there and just try and make the ball and be aggressive. Try and wear these balls in a bit. And, you know, if it goes to a tie break, and we've got a few more points to get used to it, and, you know, my serve I know will be a weapon, so that I can do damage with the new balls as well. And you can see how far back I'm standing. I'm almost kind of off the camera, and that's something I wish I would have maybe stayed slightly closer in, because, you know, I was just giving him so much time to react to his shot, and giving myself not a lot of, you know, room to work with, I guess you could say, on my shots, because I'd have to hit them deep. Otherwise, if I was standing a meter further in, my shots would be going, you know, deeper than they were if I'm standing a meter further back. Now here, you know, 40-15, just working to try and hang in this game, I guess, and just trying to dominate, like, you know, hit the forehand, yeah, like that, and then go down the line. It's a beautiful shot. And now it's obviously 40-30. Just stick in there. That's my mindset for this point. And he's putting a really solid serve. And again, coming to the net onto my backhand side and missing that. And you can definitely see when he approaches to my backhand side, that's my weakest shot in this match. You know, I wasn't hitting it very well, and I wasn't figuring out a way to pass him, which is something that, you know, in the moment I wasn't really recognizing as much as I am now. Now, obviously, in a tie-break, first to 7 points, you want to have a good start. You want to go up early and try and lead from the front and be aggressive, I guess you could say. Here we go. First point. I'm thinking to myself, you know, stick in the forehand cross. When I get a chance to go forehand down the line, whip him up for the angle, go backhand cross, and finish at the net. That's a solid volley. I go 1-love. I want to keep the pump in these points, you know, keep myself focused and focusing on every single point, because that's so crucial in a tie-break. Put in a solid return, just making sure that, you know, I'm putting enough topspin on the ball. You can, from this camera angle, it doesn't look like the ball's going that high, but the height in the spin is something when you're on the court is at a different level, I guess, with these ATP players as to juniors. And he's got a chance to come into the net again. Goes to the backhand, he pushes it long. So when he plays the backhand high volley, that's where he struggles. He's missed 2 or 3 of those now. And now I've got a 2-1 lead with a mini break. How can I, capitalize on his mistake there? I think as well, the more you play, matches against professional players, the more you kind of realize it's such a mental game, tennis. And that's what you see in these tie breaks. It's just fine margins that separate the winner and the loser of the point. And here we go at 2-1. Can I kick my second serve? Kick to the forehand side. I'm trying to dominate again with the forehand, and he misses the ball. Keeping that pump going. 3-1 now. 4-1 lead would be very nice. Goes straight at the body. Again, he puts in a solid return. Now we're kind of stuck in the rally situation. Him playing a lot of height and spin, pushing me all the way back, not even in the camera shot. My aim here is just to keep the ball in the court, essentially. And then look for my chance to kind of pounce if he hits a shorter ball, or if he comes to the net, try and pass him. But he puts the ball wide with the forehand. That patience is paying off at the moment. But what I don't want to do is begin to be too passive, because I've won 1 or 2 points by him missing. That's what I find sometimes when I slip into that defensive pattern. That's where I struggle. But here, taking the return early, pushing it deep. And again, on the backhand, just looking to go cross. And he goes down the line with the backhand. That's a really, really good approach shot. Not much I can do there. And here we are, 4-2 to me on his serve. See if I can get another... I consolidated that mini break. See if I can get one more. Leading 5-2 would be a very good thing in this tiebreak. Making the second serve return. Again, him looking to come into the net. Try to go with the passing shot. Not quite in the right position to do it. Now it's 4-3. Go big serve. That's why you practice your serve, so that in big moments you can make your serve, and just missing that one long at 5-3. So kick out to his forehand, he goes cross, looking to just be aggressive and break the sidelines of the court. And there, had to maybe come in slightly earlier, but it was enough. And that's, I've come in 3 times now and I've won all 3 points. So I've got 3 set points now to take this tiebreak. Looking back on this, what I would say to I can't quite remember the points, but I would say try and come into the net would be my advice to me right now. That was, not the cleverest of ideas. I think it seemed better in my head than it looked. That was a bit of a cheap shot. Yeah, not doing quite enough on that return and just being slightly too passive. Him obviously putting away the drive volley. Should have at least guessed aside on that one. And now 6-5 on my serve. Bit nerves are building here, especially when you've had 3 set points. And that serve was out. Good kick serve to the backhand. Goes forehand inside in. Forehand through the middle. He just about hits it on the line. Comes into the net. And I put it in the bottom of the net. That's just, I think that's pure nerves from me there. That's just, not inexperience and just dropping the ball a bit short, which is causing him to capitalise. And he misses that ball long. Gives me a chance again for a set point at 7-6. You see how quickly tennis can change, how quickly a match can change. And they're putting in a great angle, and me not being able to deal with it. I mean, my movement forwards and backwards is definitely something that I think I need to work on. Because you can see here, he's coming into the net a lot, and I'm kind of sticking around the back. So coming into the net, but also forwards and backwards to take the balls early, and dropping back when I'm on a bit more of a defensive position, so I can get more height and spin when I'm hitting the ball, more security that it's going to go in. Anyway, 7-all, second serve. Makes the ball. I'm looking to go just angle here, and he just about misses. Now, 8-7. I believe this is the point that I win. I go big ace down the tee. First ace of the set, I believe. And there we go. We seal the deal at 7-6. And we can have a quick look at the stats here. We've got 1 ace. There we go. That was the last one. 2 double faults each. 59, about 60% serve percentage. And that kind of goes to show that, how important the serve is. And, 60%, that's pretty good. But I'd like it to be more in the 60s, at least, So we're starting the second set here. We both kind of changed t-shirts, changed the dynamic. And he started off with a brilliant drop volley. I think he's, coming off on an aggressive front. My aim is obviously to break him as soon as possible. He's hit a great serve. Solid start from him. I think looking at what I can do in the second set to hurt him would definitely be use the forehand like that. Was that in or out? It was in. Yeah, so use the forehand like that, be aggressive, and then look to come into the net as much as possible. I guess we'll see what I do and how it ends up for me. But yeah, kick serve to my backhand, trying to push him deep. I'd maybe even say try and ghost in on that one, looking back at it. But yeah, just the backhand side, just not being deep enough, you know, not hitting the ball deep enough, so he's able to then step in, which is, you know, looking back on it, much clearer, and then missing that ball. So I think I was quite tired almost, you know, especially playing a lot of matches against high-level players. It's mentally quite draining. And so my kind of aim here is just, you know, stick in this set and try and close it out, because you don't really want to go to a tie break. And just putting that one long, I don't want to be giving away, you know, an early break. That would not be ideal. And there again, using the T serve, I like that serve quite a lot. And it kind of forces my opponent to hit through the middle almost. And there again, getting another 3 point on my serve. You know, serve is something I think is extremely important in the game of tennis, so I like to practice it quite a lot, and I would recommend anyone watching to practice it quite a lot. And there we go, make a double fault. So it shows you how varied it can be. You can practice your serve all you want. You hit a hidden ace and then a double fault, and I think practicing your serve can do two things. It can improve your serve, so your first serve and second serve, the quality, positioning, speed, and allow you to hit more aces and put your opponent under more pressure. But it can also prevent you from, you know, feeling the pressure. You know, so the more serves you hit, obviously in tight moments, you don't make double faults. You're able to do, because obviously when your opponent's nervous as well and you hit a good serve, it's difficult for them to, you know, make the ball. And there you go, kind of winning most of the points there, you know, on my serve, and that's something I think is important and why I practice it, you know, quite a lot. And it really makes you realize that looking back on this match almost, how important the serve is. You don't really realize it when you're playing. And again here, trying to close the net, somehow making the ball and him finishing. I mean, that was the frustrating thing looking at this. It's just him, how many times he's coming to the net and I can't really do much about it. I think maybe a few more lobs. I need to practice my lobs a bit. And again, trying to play the lob, just not doing enough on the ball. But making that ball back. Oh, I'm winning the point. That was a good point. It's a shame the camera doesn't pick more up. I think it was 2 meters in the air there, flying shot. Anyway, 15-all now. Just putting that ball long. He injected a little bit of pace. A little bit of pace into the ball. Into the shot, sorry. Into the point, I guess. And I guess now it's just about sticking with him. My mindset is more kind of stick with him. 1 game, 2 games, 3 games. You know, get to another tie break would be ideal, because, you know, I've got the confidence from the first one. And they're looking to come into net with the forehand and putting the ball away. I think I've come in like 4 or 5 times now and I've won every single point at the net. So I'm questioning why I'm not doing that more. Yeah, serve and volley from him. Not getting it high enough on that one, you know, and him putting it away. But, you know, again, when the opponent's serving, it's not as important as when you're serving. So I'm kind of just thinking to myself, there's nothing to lose if I go down 2-1, it's fine. Or as long as I can kind of stick with them and hold serve. Again, it is quite an advantage if you kind of serve first in the set, because then you kind of have that confidence of being up. It's just psychologically, it's just slightly different. And again, him coming into the net to my backhand, me putting in a solid slice, trying to go for the lob, him just about getting there, and trying to put the passing shot away, missing in the net. I think we'll see that was kind of quite a crucial point. Just not able to play the passing shot. The composure is what you need on a shot like that, and just rushing it slightly. Good second serve, him pushing the ball back onto line and just missing it wide. You know, giving me a lifeline. You know, in this game, this is a crucial game, because if you go down 3-1, you know, he's got all of the rhythm and the momentum, and that's just a bit wild from me. He's just trying to do too much and getting a bit impatient, I guess, on his points. And there again, forehand to his backhand, maybe could have come into the net there. Maybe again there could have come into the net, but he plays a great angle. I play a great angle back, and that saves me in this game. What a great angle there. Good serve out wide. Again, short forehand, goes back behind, come into the net. Give him the space for the angle. I think I would have gone into the open space there. He would have been on the run, and I would have won that point. It's just the awareness of when to come into the net, which maybe, you know, you don't get from only coming in once or twice, you know. And good first serve into the body, slice down the line, giving him a bit of an angle. Just goes wide. Looked like he was going to appeal it. Umpire said it was out. Here we go, cross court battle. big point here. I can't afford to be broken. And again, looking on the forehand side, dropping it short slightly there. Now I'm on the defense. Pushing it deep, maybe could have ghosted in. Again, forehand to forehand now. And then he plays a great shot. And now he's going to come into the net. There we go. And putting it away, putting a good volley in. And me not being able to pass. I tried to pass the highest part of the net. And not being able to do it. And now, you know, he's had 1 or 2 game points. I'm feeling slightly nervous that I'm, you know, could get broken. Especially after a let on a second serve. It's, you know, really rattles you almost. Made the second serve, but it was obviously not good enough, and he was able to just capitalize on it and go 3-1. And as we can see here, we're just going to skip to 5-1 here because he pretty much just ran away with this set, doing pretty much what he was doing. 1 or 2 tight games in there, but you know, essentially he was just the one that was able to come out on top in a few of these games. And yeah, we're not going to watch the 2 that I lost, just for the sake of the length of the video. But yeah, like you saw, you know, now he's up set point after a reasonably quick second set, and so now he's come in with quite a lot of momentum, you know, in this tiebreak. As we can see, the second set summary, much more first serves from both of us, but I'm winning only under 50% on first serve and under 40% on the second. Those are some figures which need to change. But now it's all down to a 10-point tiebreak. And let's see what happens. Good serve, good forehand, coming into the net. Nice and solid start. That's the confidence, you know, you wanna see in a match tiebreak. Anyway, 1-love to me. He's put the serve long. You always want to get to 4 points as quickly as possible here, because you know you change at 4-2. You want to be up, not 3-all. Anyway, second serve hit, trying to use the forehand, go to his backhand, not quite good enough on the return. And that's where you really see the experience of someone like this, who's got, you know, experience on the professional tour. You know, he's able to take advantage of the second serve. But I've managed to weasel my way back into this point. And let's see how it turns out here. Just in the rally, running to this drop shot. I get there, go down the line. He somehow got there. Put the ball in. Oh, what a brilliant point. 2-love. Good hustle there from me. Not sure how I've managed to win that one. By just showing you kind of, if you stick in there and hang in there, you'll eventually get something. Here we go. Love 2. Love 2. Just putting this return a bit short again, and he's kind of able to put me under pressure and then come into the net and approach my backhand, and then, yeah, putting that slice to his to him at the net is always going to end in him winning the point, you know, looking back on it. Good serve there, being aggressive with the forehand, pushing it deep, putting the volley down the line. That's a great get, and finishing, putting the point away. 3-1 in this match tiebreak. Now looking to go with the big serve down the tee again, really hitting my spots in this tiebreak and using the forehand to be aggressive. Would have liked to have seen me come into the net there, and he gets a let cord. That is lucky, as it's 3-2. He neutralizes the mini break with a net cord. You love to see it. Good short return there from me, not quite good enough. Can I pull away a passing shot? I can't, but he misses the volley. And like I said, 4-2 now. 4-2 up. Pushes the return, looked slightly long. Pulled it in. Anyway, now, in the rally situation, got to keep my patience here and not drop it short. And I do, and he comes into the net and plays a good volley. But play it straight at him. You know, making him play the extra ball, check. You know, making it good enough, not quite there. And again, there, good serve, but just he neutralizes extremely well. And then he's on the front foot, and he's coming into the net again with a short ball. And they're just missing the approach shot. So there's 2 points now that haven't gone my way. And it shows you how fine margins these tie breaks are. And putting some pressure on him, going 5-4 up with the forehand. That's what I want to be doing more. Now he's at 4-5. All of the mini breaks neutralized. You know, good serve from him, making me play the balls. And again, coming into the net to my backhand side. He just missing the the approach shot again. And there's a common pattern here. I'm seeing it when I'm watching this back. I'm dropping the ball short. He's coming into the net. So the one thing I need to work on is coming in or being aggressive before he can be aggressive to me, and before I drop the ball short. So on a ball like that, going high and spin like that, it's a great defensive ball from him. And then he's going to come into the net here. There we go. And just maybe learning when that happens. And again, playing a great lob. Big reaction there. Knowing I'm going to be at least finishing at 6-5. Great serve down the tee. This is a big point. Going slice, maybe dropping it out a bit short for my liking. Go forehand down the line. Just make the ball. That's what I'm thinking to myself. And again, I would just putting that backhand on, that needs to go cross court. And that's something of experience as well. Just looking to be aggressive before he can be aggressive. And again, good serve, really hitting my spots in this tie break. Being aggressive with the forehand, moving him about. This is exactly what I would tell myself to do in this situation. Pretty nervous here, but I wanted to just, try and finish it. And just putting that ball wide, that's how it's close, fine margins tennis is. Bit of a turning point in that set, 6-all. And then you miss something like that, it really gets in your head. And then dropping the return short and just not quite doing enough. Trying to play a passing shot, and he plays a great volley. And now I'm down 8-6 on his serve. This is a must-win point if I want to stick in this match. And it's a let, and he's clearly looking to serve and volley, which tells me he's going to try and come into the net on this point. So I need to be ready and, waiting with the passing shot almost. They're dropping the ball just a bit short again. With the backhand, he plays a great, solid volley and putting away with the smash. Not much that I can do there. But, I mean, looking back on it, maybe just be slightly more aggressive. A solid serve from me. I'm 3 match points down. And that's the confidence that got me to this position in this match. Can I save 3 match points, sorry. Now I'm facing a second serve now. So serve out wide to his forehand. And try and go down the line and just miss wide. So I do unfortunately lose this match. But as you saw, it was a great experience against a really solid and high level player who has ATP points. And as you can see, tennis is a game of a few points. And there weren't many points in it. And it was just the stats tell the story of the match essentially. Thank you for watching. I mean, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll definitely be showing much more about the UK Pro League matches and stuff like that. And so subscribe to not miss another video. See ya.